gentlemen, esteemed members of the human race. It is your good friends, your loyal companions, Shanghai Pete and Bobby Back.
Pirate Bingo Bobo.
We're back again.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're back.
We understand that at the end of every episode, if you think, all right, that's definitely the last we're ever going to hear of those guys.
No,
If you thought that, we are pleased to disappoint you now and welcome you to Degreelessness, the podcast, episode 13.
Yeah, we've been practicing docking.
Jeez, lucky number 13.
We're really good.
And oh my God.
Oh my God, so much to talk about. Many things are destroying me.
Many things are destroying me. To put it more accurately, many things are destroying a Blizzard. Right?
Yeah, oh God.
Oh boy.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
That's probably gonna be the entire episode.
And that's part of the reason why there's at least one specific thing I want to cover before we move into that. At least because it's I need a functional lighter though to light this bad pile of greens. Okay, so the thing that you want, first of all, before we dive in, it's cold and shitty in Chicago. It is dark before 5 o'clock already because the clock's changed. It was maxed out at like 38 degrees today. My winter jacket's going to be coming out. It's ball sack, dude.
Do you know what it's like in downtown Los Angeles right now?
Oh my God! I bet it's like a fucking Black Lotus's vagina.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Also known as 67 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's amazing. So that's what like mid-November is like there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mid-November at night.
68 degrees.
Mid-November at night in downtown Los Angeles, the city of angels, Southern California, in the greatest nation on the face of the planet, the United States of America. It is a balmy 67 degrees right now.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. Dude, just toss on a nice hoodie. See, that sounds wonderful. I love that.
That's barely, for a motherfucker like me, that's barely even hoodie weather. It barely qualifies.
Yeah, it barely qualifies. For sure. So, well, it's ball sack. It's cold, but making the most of it by playing the shit out of Diablo 3, but we'll get to all that. I think the thing that really is important is, well, first, what you wanted to discuss, you wanted to review Mario Odyssey.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I say review take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, we're really late on this whole tip, but Bobby finally has been able to catch up, so to speak, play through the whole game, beat it. So just real quick, we wanted to just give everybody just our insights on it, just our overall feeling on it. And as you might imagine, I think I'm probably paraphrasing the great video game donkey from YouTube in saying this, but Mario Odyssey, in my opinion, is basically like a joy simulator. It is a happiness theme park. That
is true. That is true.
Seriously, it's one of the most pure, raw, unadulterated expressions of just genuine joy in video game format than I have ever been lucky enough to experience in all of my years on this planet.
That's true.
It's so fun in every possible way. That's how I feel about it.
It is, but I also feel that it is forgettable. And let me tell you why.
Wow.
Gameplay-wise,
Big Bobby with the hot take.
Yeah.
Oh
check it out.
My God.
I want to experiment here and see how accurate this is. Now, I have this sensation that it's possible that's partly due to my memory, but I will tell you this. First, tell me this. What were the stages in that game? Like can you remind me of what the worlds were like? And if you just run through the bullshit gamut of,
you start off in Hat Town, which is like Tim Burtonville. Then you go to like the I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically like your first generic zone. It's all like waterfalls and greenery and stuff like that. Then you go to the the sand zone, which has like the it's the desert with like the ice cubes and like the pyramids and stuff like that, the big upside down pyramid, desert world basically. Then I don't know, I might be wrong about the order, but then there's the jungle world, and then after the jungle world there is the lake or the water world basically. Then after the water world, I don't know, there's the beach world with the big, it's like a big bottle or something with the jellyfish in it and shit in the center.
Oh, yeah.
Then after that world, there's Cloud World. After Cloud, I don't know if it's, again, I don't know. This is the, fuck the order. I'm definitely not right.
I don't care about the order.
There's also New Donk City. There's also the ruined area. There's also the fucking moon at the end. And then there's also Bowser's Kingdom. And there's also the Mushroom Kingdom, which you unlock at the end of the game.
All right, I'm super impressed. Because I swear to God, I didn't remember like any of those except
there's
the
also
city.
Is the forest? I feel like the forest world is part of the like the waterfall general area that you first get to, but it might be a whole different world. I forget.
All right, so maybe it was just me, and maybe it's symptomatic of a couple things. I think that the issue here is, number one, I flew fucking through it, and I think that's a lot more. I think I'm just better at games than I was when I was young. Even though I was good, I think I'm just like so good now that, Mario 64. Jesus Christ. Even though, I mean, dude, at 10, I was really fucking good at games, and I was about 10 when that came out.
I don't know about so good, but I would definitely say we are both more efficient at playing games.
More efficient for sure. Because, dude, Mario 64, God knows how long it took me to beat that just with 70 stars. Dude,
It took me a week to figure out even how to move around and understand where I was.
Yeah,
in
right?
that 3D environment on the first stage.
And so instead, I pick up Odyssey, and I'm immediately long jumping, triple jumping, all that shit, moving around.
How satisfying is it to toss the hit? To toss Cappy and then jump in the air, bounce off of him, and then toss it again and then bounce off of that.
Dude, using that as a move to get places you shouldn't be able to go is fucking amazing.
Incredible.
It's amazing. It's very difficult.
The amount of how dexterous you need to be, and like the timing and precision need to pull off that move, not just once but in succession, is very, very impressive. It presents a potentially very high skill ceiling, which is great for people who love to min-max shit and are all about metagames and stuff like that.
That's me.
I'm personally, that's not me. I am very bad at it. I was not able to do that more than once or twice in a row. I was very bad. But I appreciate, that's a huge level of depth that just the addition of Cappy adds to the gameplay. And that's very impressive. Sorry.
Yeah. No, and you're 100% right. And look, the gameplay was awesome. And here's the thing, after I beat it, I loved it. And let me tell you something. Okay, so some of the issues that I have with it. Gameplay was awesome. So let's say the forgettable part, let's blame that on me. Let's blame that on my Swiss cheese brain and the fact that I flew the fuck through it. And much like Breath of the Wild, I did not stop to smell the roses at all. I was just gunning. And with Breath of the Wild, it resulted in me hitting a brick wall, which means I still to this day haven't fucking finished it, even though I sunk like 50 hours into it, which is so fucking frustrating.
This is all I need to say about that, dude. It is the brand new Zelda game. The newest game in the Legend of Zelda series, and you have left it unfinished.
Yeah, dude, I also I've never played more than like a half hour of Twilight Princess and never even touched Skyward Sword. I haven't played Link Between Worlds. I haven't played fucking Minish Cap.
Skyward Sword does not count because it uses waggle controls.
But what about Twilight Princess?
It's impossible to play it normally. Twilight Princess, actually, you know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that. There is an amazing HD retexture pack out that you can download and play and add onto it while playing it using an emulator, and it looks fucking unreal. Basically, 4K textures in Twilight Princess in 4K on a PC.
I mean, that is dope. That was dope.
It's
so I mean, I don't know.
I really want to give it a try.
Was garbage weed that I didn't like.
I would agree with you there also that my first impression of it was putting it into my Wii the morning of the Wii launch day and being like, oh my god, new Zelda, new Zelda, new Zelda. And then about an hour and a half later, getting bored and turning it off because I hated the fact that you had to run around as a wolf for the first like 3 hours of that fucking game. and that the waggle controls were just that. They're waggle controls. They're a gimmick. It's not motion controls. It's just wagging a fucking remote like a douche.
Yeah, like a total douche lord.
So yes, to that point, you're right. I guess somewhat of the prestige of being a new main entry in the Legend of Zelda series has kind of been lost by tragic missteps, that are embodied by Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, which I will again take an aside to say, it is my understanding that underneath all the gimmicks and the ridiculously fucking idiotic design decisions, those are actually two very, very good games. But the fact that you have to dig through so much shit in order to find the good game underneath, and that neither of us have been compelled to do so, that kind of speaks for itself, and it speaks very loudly, I might say.
Yeah, so I mean, I just don't feel like I don't feel like there's almost any series that carries enough prestige to be untaintable. Like, for fuck's sake, I mean,
you either die as the hero or live long enough to.
Yeah, and you are. Look, think about there's so many Metroid games I haven't played, and there's bad Metroid games. There's I at least have never played Mario Galaxy, and I quit on Sunshine, although I would definitely like to try it again. I'm sorry, Mario Galaxy 2. I finished 1 all the way through and loved it at the time. I don't know if I would today, because I was really cool with the Wii controls then, I'm not now.
I would not, dude. I could not get through Galaxy, and I did not even play Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I've never even tried Galaxy 2.
I was like, oh, I can't use a normal controller. It's still waggle controls. No thanks, bye.
Yeah,
again, that's no slight to people who love it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying the way that it was presented made it personally unplayable for me.
Yeah, mate.
Okay, that's
great. I get that.
That's a very important distinction.
And at the time, I played it no problem, but I don't think today that I could deal with that. I'd be like, "Where's my controller?"
I remember really liking Galaxy when I first booted it up. And I was like, oh, wow, you can use the waggle control to point at the stars or the coins or whatever the fuck that shit is. And like, oh, this is neat. It's a big sphere. I'm bouncing around. Oh, blast off, Mario. Do another planet. Cool. But as cool as that was, after my first play session with it, I turned it off and never turned it back on.
Right.
I mean, again, it kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. It's a drag. So Mario, right? Mario, first of all, the graphics are just they just look really dated. Like the graphics are really well done. It's just, I also feel like it's not the best I've seen on Switch, and I wonder if it's just a presentation thing. Like, I think Zelda looks way better, but that's probably because Zelda has its special art style and Mario is just 3D. Well, so it's really obvious.
Yes. To that to that point, I will say, really? Because I thought fucking Mario Odyssey looked incredible. I thought it looked incredible.
I think it looks pretty dated, dude. I think especially compared to modern shit.
I mean, now I'm thinking, like, do I think it looks incredible compared to its peers, or do I think it looks incredible compared to other Mario games?
Dude, I mean, I'm talking about, look at the graphics of, like, this is a Nintendo Mario game. This is the best they're gonna do. And a game like fucking COD Blops 4, as far as modeling and texturing goes, looks far more capable.
I mean, that's my point, and I think in that way I would not be able to argue, because, like, does it look good compared to the last mainstream Mario game I played? Yeah, it looks fucking great. But does it look good compared to other modern AAA games being rendered on modern hardware?
That's all I'm saying.
When you say that, I think don't get me wrong, it does not.
It's pretty, and like it's pretty, and what they're presenting. Yeah. Obviously, I'd much rather see Mario rendered not so great and in this awesome, gorgeous, colorful environment than I would COD Blops looking like $10 million, and I'm in a brown paper bag. It's a really nice looking paper bag, but I'm really impressed by the texture, but it's still just a fucking brown paper bag.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's worth mentioning.
Mario looks fantastic in a vacuum.
In a vacuum, yeah. I was like noticing it. I was like, wow,
I'll concede that point.
really aren't that great.
You're right about that. Absolutely.
Like, I'm always trying to dick ride Switch as much as possible, but like really the graphic, I was like, wow, this is as good as it's gonna get, and it already looks like so last gen. I feel like I played PS3 games that looked at like that quality.
I mean, Uncharted 2 is a fucking visual tour de force.
Right.
And that's on PS3.
Those games are great.
Like hardware that came out fucking 12 years ago.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
that's.
Jesus.
So I mean, dude. Okay. So I loved the fact that you got moons so rapidly. Like it was much more rapid fire than getting stars in Mario 64, which there's something to be said for each way. Mario 64, some of those stars were so unfairly punishing, and I'm sure there are moons like that, but you're getting them so often that it was a constant dopamine hit, which is perfect for my millennial brain. Because I love Mario 64, but each one of those stars is like a special little dance, and you have to know. It's basically like knowing the pattern and what you have to do to get that star. Whereas I was just like, oh, let me just grab Moony Moons. Wait, I had no concern at any time that I would not be able to get enough moons, and there were maybe one or two times where I got to the end and had to get like more than one to power up this fucking dumbass cap ship or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what the hell that was.
That ship was fucking ridiculous.
I don't know what that was. What shit
like
Campy wanted to be doing with that balloon thing.
Now we have added to Mario Canon an entire race of hits that like to travel around, presumably the galaxy, in hit spaceships, or is it just a hit plane? Is it limited to terrestrial ventures?
I don't fucking know. It's just
but then it also does get you to the moon at the end of the game. So
right, so this is a spaceship.
So is it a spaceship? Is this a spacefaring race of sentient hits? Right. Spawned from some bizarre haberdashery. Is that is that what we're thinking now? Is this canon Mario? I mean, I'll go with it. Don't get me wrong.
Campy's canon.
Campy's canon.
Dude, is Campy gonna be in Smash Ultimate?
Oh my God, I wish I did.
Is that Mario's? Dude, they must have Mario have a Campy ability.
Hold on.
Dude, Mario must have Campy to whip out and slap someone with. He's got to be like, oh, Campy, and say something really racist. Like, oh, spaghetti. That is.
I don't see anything.
It is pretty racist.
Oh wait, no, Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. Oh yes. Oh boy. I think we can confirm, albeit several months, probably very late, that Cappy will be featured in Smash Brawl. Or Ultimate. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Dude, well.
Back to the classic roster, Mario feels mostly the same as in previous Smash games. He jumps, he punches. He's Super Mario jumps. He squirts water from his Super Mario Sunshine water tank. Campy from Mario Odyssey is here too.
Oh,
so he's not a character. He's not a character, but he's
one of Mario's abilities.
Yeah, but he's one of Mario's abilities. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, Campy.
Okay.
So I like the Campy gimmick. Let's call it what it is. I like the Cappy gimmick.
Well, hold on. Let's give Mario his just dues. Okay. Let's give Mario his benefit of the doubt. We have previously, just now, in the last 15 minutes or so, we have stated that we applaud the additional depth of gameplay that the camp offers Mario, right? So if we're applauding that as an additional, as to creating many worthwhile additions and augmentations to the your Mario's abilities in the gameplay. If we've already said that that's great, why are we calling it a gimmick now? Can something have really good gameplay and still be a gimmick? Or more importantly, what's the difference between, let's say, the raccoon tail in Mario 3 and Cappy in Mario Odyssey? What makes the raccoon tail not a gimmick?
Glad you asked. You asked. That's a great question. Okay, so really the question is, what makes the suits in Mario 3 less of a gimmick than Cappy?
Okay, all right, the suits. All right.
I would say that it is because those suits enhance the gameplay in a variety of ways, but none of them, as far as I recall, none of them are critical to completing the game, and the same goes for Mario World power-ups. Power-ups are critical to. And dude, when you were playing Odyssey,
I saw you making that point from a mile away. As soon as you started, I was like,
shit. I'm so glad because, dude, Odyssey, I loved I loved that it would be like, whoa, I switched this up and now I'm this fireball thing. But then it was like, okay, you can only complete this part if you're the fireball. And then it was, you're playing half the stage of the fireball. And then it was, you must be the fireball to complete this boss. And you were completing entire boss fights, not as Mario and not playing Mario gameplay. And there was one point I was in the pink soup world and there was this thing that was like spitting dishes or clouds down at me.
Food world. That's one I forgot.
And
food world.
Yeah, and I had to leap up this thing to get it and hit this thing's head. And just because this thing didn't, Mario controls like a fucking dream. All of the little fucking camped enemies do not. And that's where when you must play significant portions of the game not as Mario and just trying to navigate and dealing with these things. Yes, it was fun, it was cool, but I definitely got tired of it. And there were many times where I was like, I really wish I didn't have to be the fireball for this. And this entire boss fight is designed around the idea that I'm the fireball instead of trying to make like a satisfying Mario boss, which I didn't get. And like, yeah, there were Mario bosses, but like I hated the Easter bunnies. I didn't think that any of their fights were particularly memorable or interesting. And like, I thought fighting Bowser was cool. Obviously the dragon was fucking incredible. Like, well, spoilers, but I guess this game's out for so long at this point, who cares?
Hold on. I might have to bring this train of thought of yours to a screeching halt.
Why?
I am looking, let's see. Oh, I spoke too soon.
What, to see if there were bosses that you didn't have to beat?
What I looked for was to see if there was a no capture run of Mario Odyssey.
No, it's not possible.
Yep, and as Reddit is seemingly confirmed right now. That I went to fairly no capture was struggling across the river in Cascade Falls, so this is my closest time I've been messing with it. I'm fairly confident it's an invisible barrier. Yep.
Dude, I can tell you because there are bosses where when you are not the fireball, you instantly die. Because like that pink soup, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be, it kills you immediately.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it's so like, why are you? I'm playing a Mario game. I want to be Mario. Why are you making me fight this boss as a fucking fireball? Why do I have to be these things so all the time to be able to do that? Now, yes, there were definitely stars in Mario 64 you could only get, for example, with the wing hat or Metal Mario. However, you also are still Mario. So while yes, those are gimmicks, you are still playing as Mario, just with his abilities modified, as opposed to you are no longer Mario at all, except for the fact that you have the hat. Nothing else about this is Mario. It's not like you got enhanced jumping abilities or like you could do triple jumps or nothing. You are, if anything, your abilities are reduced to match the limited skill set of whatever you just camped. Okay. And I take issue with that. I think it's fundamentally, while it's fun, it just seemed like almost like they were filling in gaps with filler they had from somewhere else. Like, oh, here's this demo we did of this fireball game that we never got made. Well, let's just make that one of the camp abilities. Let's work that guy in here somewhere. These half-finished ideas.
That's a little harsh on the beef right there, dude. I don't know.
It is, but it also doesn't seem that unrealistic. Who's to say they never made like a fucking Hammer Bros the game or some like leftover Hammer Bros mini game from Mario Party?
I can't refute it definitively either way. So, but that's I will say that while I agree with you mostly on this whole point, that's a little harsh to say that. I don't know
harsh.
If I do Mario devs like that. I don't know if I do them like that.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I would say I guess I'd put it. I don't like
precedent to assume that they really are running short of ideas like that. I feel like they're always pretty on the mark, man.
Yeah, I think Mario Odyssey fucking smacks out of ideas, dude.
I knew you were gonna counter with that.
Dude, the boring ass world selection. Like, really, at this point, after you guys made Breath of the Wild, I have no doubt that you are capable of coming up with original ideas for how to present something in a world. And you come at me with the same tired ass shit that was tired as fuck when Mario 64 came out. It's like, oh, we got a food world, like. Fuck off.
I also did not like the menu selection for the worlds. Like, why is it that we have to go back to a 2D Mario game to see a world map that exists all on a world map? Like, yeah. I see that, like, yeah, you travel on the rotating globe, you go from place to place. Also, what fucking planet is this, by the way? Just while we're talking about this.
Oh, yeah, who knows,
What fucking planet is this? Is the Mushroom Kingdom a planet in like amongst other planets in this Mario Galaxy as it is, or is Mushroom Kingdom one of the areas on this main planet? And if so, are all Mario's previous adventures in the Mushroom Kingdom taking place in that Mushroom Kingdom on this planet? Has there been a city of regular humans somewhere else on this planet this whole time?
Right. It's
is that
a really
where
good
Peach is
question.
originally from?
I'm going to say yes to question 1 and no to question 2.
It's very interesting. I mean, I have no desire to go down that particular route.
No, well, I don't think Mario is like
tempting.
Zelda, where they're all permutations of the same world. Although I think I've already mentioned this, that my absolute favorite Zelda fan theory is that it's not like, oh, multi-timey-wimey garbage, but it's all just retellings of the exact same story. And I love that.
I love that too. I think
it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, one needs to only look at the official timeline that Nintendo put out and focus their attention on the area where they try to explain Zelda Four Swords Adventures to know that trying to put the Zelda games into a cohesive timeline was a mistake and should not have been done.
And I think while it's a canonical timeline, I also don't think that that's the end all be all canonical timeline. I think they just were like, hey,
whereas, like, you don't think that rules out the possibility of them releasing the next Zelda game and retconning that entire thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure even when it came out, I think when they came out, they like said something to the effect of like, yeah, this is official, but it's not the end all be all, or something where I wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna have to accept this canon.
Subject to change asterisk.
Some shit like that, because I mean, you can't really rationalize it. So I think I love that. Even though obviously there's Zelda games that don't fit there, like Four Swords Adventures or Link's Awakening, but for the most part,
Core Blossom,
even Oracle of Ages and Seasons, because ultimately when you beat them both, it turns out, oh, it was Ganon the whole time. Oh shit! It definitely could that feasibly when you've got the hero of time, you've got the princess, you've got the sword, and you've got fucking Ganon, and permutations of that is all really. Oh, and of course the fucking Triforce. Yes. Permutations of those. That's what I would say are the key things: Link, Zelda, Ganon, Master Sword, Triforce. I think those 5 things are the key aspects that not all, but you will have at least a combination of, I would say, 2 of those. Usually, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 minimum, but I'm sure there's a combination of 2 of those at least in every single core Zelda game, with few exceptions. Four Swords Adventures, Link's Awakening. I mean, I don't know. I can't really. I have to say Link's Awakening is just an exception because Ages and Seasons fit. So Link's Awakening is what's a core title? What counts as a core Zelda title?
I would think a main release on Nintendo's current flagship console.
Is okay. So that means no handhelds.
Yes. Yeah.
Are not core, even though they all fit the pattern except Link's Awakening.
Even though they all fit the pattern.
And Four Swords Adventures.
And again, this is what I consider core. I mean, who the fuck knows, right? But what I consider like a core installation, like a core new installation of a new Zelda game. Like it's always on Nintendo's flagship console. So which would mean the Zelda timeline would go Legend of Zelda, fucking...
Wait, are we talking timeline? Okay.
No,
just
not timeline. Just all the main Zelda games would be The Legend of Zelda,
which has it,
The Adventures of Link,
which has it,
Link to the Past,
also has it, has them all, has it, yeah.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Does it? Does Majora's Mask? I've never played Majora's Mask.
I've never played Majora's Mask either.
Oh my god! So we don't know. Well, I'm 90% sure there's no Ganon.
You know what we should do? You know, next time we hang out,
is play that. Yeah.
Neither of us have ever. I don't know about you.
Great idea.
I never even picked up a controller while that game was running.
Me too. I don't think I've.
And I know for a fact it's creepy and weird.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. Dude, the entire thing's about. I'm aware of the premise and the gameplay. Yeah, which is really cool.
Well, it's because I'm aware of the premise that I have not played it. Because the very idea that I would have to be playing a Zelda game on the clock is an immediate turn off.
But you are and you aren't.
Yes, I know.
And I'm very interested.
I'm still listing the main Zelda series games.
Right.
Let's try to rein ourselves in just a little bit. It's only been 20 minutes or something.
So maybe that has it. I don't know.
Yeah. So then, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild. Those are
totally
the main Zelda games.
That is correct. Yes.
Yes,
and they all have it.
How we're even on Zelda right now when we're trying to talk about Mario Odyssey, I've already completely forgotten.
I think because we were talking about how Breath of the Wild is very original and Galaxy is samey, or
no, that was not it.
I don't know. This one I'm having trouble tracking back. Usually I'm really good at it. But I definitely really got so deep into thinking about the Hero of Time and shit. So, dude, I mean, all right. So Galaxy, great game.
No, hold on. No. I know where we were at.
Okay.
We were talking about gimmick versus legit gameplay addition.
And how did that come to Zelda?
As opposed, I don't know. But I'm trying to bring us back to Mario.
Yeah, right. So, So they were gimmicks.
I think
for sure.
Yeah, so basically, is Cappy just a gimmick, or is it legit multiplicative gameplay design?
No, Cappy's not a gimmick, but certain ways that they execute Cappy becomes a gimmick because of the ways that it gets implemented, because it's a core gameplay feature that disrupts Mario's normal moveset, which is in its absolute greatest form of all time. Hands down, Mario feels stronger, he jumps higher, he jumps farther, he's more precise, all his moves are there, and they're immediate. Dude, there were times when I would do crazy shit like doing a backwards jump to get some fucking air, and then doing a quick butt slam into a jump to do from a standing position a dive to get across certain chasms and platforms and shit, just because it was so intuitive. I could figure out ways to manipulate the control to my liking to move around quickly. That's amazing. And then I have to be this fucking fireball, or I gotta fucking stumble around in this room as a Hammer Brother who the challenge is don't fall in the lava because the control is bad with this fucking thing, and get the moons in there. Like, come the fuck on. I was like, oh, really? First couple times, dope, but after that, I was like, oh God, this is what the whole game is all about, is like, how are we going to use Cappy next? And at first I was like, oh, that's an interesting question. And then I was like, okay, all right, you guys are real clever.
It becomes less of an interesting question and more of a transparent and sort of contrived fucking MacGuffin.
a little bit.
I see, but now that also brings up another interesting question, right? Is it good that you can remove the suits from Mario 3 and still have the same gameplay? Is that good or is that bad? Does that mean that they did not add enough to the game? Does that mean that they did not take it further enough with the design?
Interesting game design question, but I think just because you have a feature there does not mean you have to make your entire fucking game about that. And be like, all right, well, let's make sure to force this, and make sure that they wear the fucking Tanuki suit every 5 fucking seconds so they don't forget it's there. And at this stage, if you're not wearing the frog suit, you will die. Like, let's make sure that they know they must do this because we put it there. Let's force them to experience what we developed instead of being like, hey, pick your own fucking way to navigate this. And I respect that those are two different schools of thought. I prefer the idea of like, you can manipulate the ways to deal with the game, like Breath of the Wild, doing shrines and shit. The entire premise of Breath of the Wild is that. Do it how you want.
Can you give me an example of another game that works, that fits this sort of narrative that we're talking about?
Of the Mario Odyssey type?
The Mario Odyssey, Cappy gimmick, no gimmick versus Mario 3. Give me another way to say it. Can you think of another game where if you removed what otherwise would be seen as a key element of it, if the game is still essentially the same and unchanged?
Yeah, dude, that's a great question, and I think there are a lot. I would say that many of the AAA titles today are like that. Like, for example, it's at the front of my mind because you mentioned it, the entire Uncharted series. Absolutely awesome.
Okay, so what is the Mario suit of Mario 3 equivalent in the Uncharted series?
No. I'm saying Uncharted is like Odyssey, where if you take the gimmick away, like what's left?
Well, what is the gimmick?
And I think the gimmick is like the
wall climbing, fucking to jump to another rock.
Basically, that you are essentially doing like a quick time event cinematic for like half the game, and if you take that away, it's just like a garbage run around and shooting game, which is bad. Maybe that's a bad example, but it was fresh in my mind. What do I have?
I'm not
let me
sure
look
if
at my
that's a
games.
bad example or not.
Let me look at my games.
Question.
All right, well, Crypt of the Necrodance is a bad example because it's just NetHack. Dude, I mean, maybe... okay, an example of a game that executes that really fucking well. Well, I don't know. Then we're getting into the question of what counts as a gimmick, because I'm looking at Celeste.
That is the question. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so
what is
Celeste,
a gimmick versus legit gameplay design?
Okay, so Celeste is not any gimmick because Celeste, you have one move set, and well, what Celeste does is instead of like a suit, each stage. The stage itself has a gimmick that manipulates the gameplay and completely changes the nature of the stage.
That's almost the inverse of what we're talking about.
Almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base. Because then, all right, how about Ikaruga? All right, if you strip it away, I don't know, if you stripped it away, it would still be a bomb-ass fucking shooter.
It would still be a bomb-ass bullet hell shooter, yeah.
Yeah, but the XY thing, I don't know, dude. Then, like, what...
But see, I would argue that the color switching thing in Ikaruga is a gimmick.
It is a gimmick. It's 100% a gimmick. I'm saying if you take it away, that's the gimmick. Yeah. But I also, for some reason, feel like it's different from... I don't know. I think the issue that I have is that with Mario Odyssey is that it so significantly disrupts the gameplay. It's not like with Celeste, you still are playing the same fucking game. It's just, it is significantly adding on to the value of you being Madeline when you're like, okay, cool, I've got the dream block so I can fly through this area and get an extra jump. That's so fucking cool.
Think about it like this, right? I've often heard a lot of people talk about additive versus multiplicative game design, right?
That's interesting. What is it?
And well, it's, pretty simply explained. It's additive game design is like you have, for example, you have Mario. You have Mario running around in a 3D world. And then we add one more thing to that. We add Cappy, okay? Now, as with Cappy, you can't really create, like... Is that your microphone?
Yeah, what, is it making noises?
Yeah, it is.
I was just changing the volume.
All right, we'll have to cut that out. Okay, it's fine. With Cappy, right, it doesn't, like, it just allows you to now I could be wrong. I could be talking myself into a corner there. I don't know what's at the end of this thought, basically. So I could be completely contradicting myself after 30 seconds go by. But with Cappy, right, all you do is you capture a thing and then you use that thing for one thing. It doesn't create and compound the gameplay design.
There you go.
Depending on what you do, right? It's just Cappy plus Mario plus world. 1 + 1 + 1, that's 3. That's 3 things. You have 3 things.
Right.
Whereas if you take the suit design of Mario, that's multiplicative in that it interacts with the other gameplay systems that you have set up within the game.
Yep.
Is that what we're talking about? I think that's what we're talking about.
That is exactly what we're talking about, and that also is most of the things in Celeste. So yes, that is multiplicative instead of just stacking something onto it.
Yes, that's also why original or older World of Warcraft is better, because they added game design systems that were multiplicative in nature. Now the thing is that it's harder and more dangerous to do multiplicative stuff, because if you make one small change that's multiplicative, it has the danger, you run the risk of having that infect every single system that it interacts with and ruin the entire thing, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you do it right, then you can have insane complex spirals of gameplay interaction that are amazing.
Yeah, that's some brilliant shit.
So, like, that's why the earlier versions of WoW are so beloved, and they have so much different shit going on. It feels more complicated, feels like the world is bigger, as opposed to, like, the modern expansion, where you just have these systems that are additive. Right? And they are only additive because they're afraid of what will happen if they make it so they interact with the rest of the gameplay systems. So, in a sense, you have new features that exist solely to interact with just the new features. They're their own reason for existing.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Oh Jesus. Man. That is dead the fuck on, and that's the issue I have with fucking
And also,
Odyssey.
by the way, shout out to fucking Bellular Gaming on YouTube. His video on WoW's Modern Systems is where I first picked up on that fucking concept. He does a brilliant fucking job of explaining it over there on his channel. You should go check it out. I am much better than the very, very poor job I have done.
You did a great job. At least making it make sense in context of all games.
Anyway, but anyway, shout out Bellular. I got that idea from him. He's a fucking G. But
that's awesome. It's like brilliant observations.
Yeah, so I think that may be. I would imagine if any actual video game developers are listening to us talk about this and they're listening to this, they probably knew that that's what we were talking about like 40 minutes ago. Whereas it has taken us this entire time to come around to that realization. But I think I really think that that's what you're talking about. There's too many additive systems in Mario Odyssey, whereas previous entries, most of the systems are more multiplicative.
Yeah.
That's what I think of that. And I think also that might be a good place to kind of cap off to cap off our Mario Odyssey discussion.
Yeah, cool. That's fine.
Have we decided, do we have a 1 through 10 rating? Have we come up with a rating? No,
and I almost touched on that before. I have a real problem with rating games like that because I feel like it's like rating women. It's almost like there's something really wrong about it, and like. Well, it's not.
It's very very kind-hearted and decent of you to think about it like that.
I don't know. I think it's almost misogynistic to suggest that to equate like, oh yeah, dude, women and video games. Like if you shit on if you value a video game with a number, it's the equivalent to valuing a woman like that. So sorry, women.
In 2018, it's hard to say that anything is not misogynistic.
Yeah, really. So sorry everybody. So yes, all bad.
So basically, we're sorry everyone on the planet. We're sorry.
But yeah, it's okay.
But with that
continue.
being said, I think it would be nice to come up with a 1 through 10.
I can't because it's like I'll tell you why. Because we would need to be consistent from game to game, and we'd have to be like, well, this was a 10.
And I'll end up giving some games a C- and other games a 4. And
we would have, in order to keep it together,
14.5 out of 10.
Like if off the cuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, well, in that case, I give Odyssey an 8. But there's other games I'd be like, oh yeah, that's an 8.
No, I think you're forgetting something here. We're not professional video game journalists on Kotaku or some crap like that. We can say whatever we want. We're not.
Well, then why are we making a system? All right, I give Mario Galaxy 8 bananas and a fucking Doberman's asshole. Like if it doesn't matter, then like why like if there's no integrity to the numbering system.
I didn't say there's no integrity. I said that I don't think that we need to worry about things like, oh, well, you can't give that game an 8 because you gave this other game this number. And like, dude, this is what Degreelessness the podcast is. It's a conversation. It's an
well, then I give Mario Odyssey 2 dirty bananas and Doberman's asshole, dude.
Man, you are just really out to get me today.
If that's what it's gonna be, that's what it's gonna be. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like, I really had a great time with it. I have not been compelled even. I ran around the Mushroom Kingdom for a couple minutes.
Dude, how much did you love when you saw that you were in the Mushroom Kingdom at the end?
Oh, it was cool. It was cool. I was really disappointed that I couldn't jump in paintings. Although maybe you can jump in a painting. Is there a painting to jump in?
Yeah, there is, and I think Yoshi is there, and you can get him.
He is. All I didn't see him because they're like, oh yeah, Yoshi went away. You got to find him. It's like, bitch, just give me Yoshi. I just finished this fucking game. Don't make me have to find him.
Just give me Yoshi.
So, the tone of the game was so misguided also, which also leads me to feel like...
the tone of the game was misguided, you think?
Dude, you have this giant fucking dragon, which was incredible, but then you have these stupid Easter Bunny fucking villains that have nothing to do with Bowser, and I honestly have no idea what those things had to do with Bowser at all, or where they came from, or what their relationship was, or if they were even working together.
At least with the Koopa kids, you knew that they were Bowser's kids, and that's why they were trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, they were trying to support Bowser, and at least they were of the same general ilk. It wasn't a stretch that he had all these weird little mutant turtles running around.
You didn't like the Broodals?
I could not stand the Broodals. I thought they were so shite. So it was just confused. But I think you're right.
I kind of warmed up to them a little bit towards the end, but
no. I wasn't even satisfied killing them. Every time I fought them, I was like, all right, this is dumb.
Ouch.
But I mean, I guess, look, overall, Mario Odyssey is a great game. I mean, relative to itself, I'd give it, like, I don't know, an 8, because there were enough flaws with it.
You would give it an 8, and I would agree with that. I'd give it a 9.
Well, which is crazy, because on the flip side, like, I would call Mario 64 relative to itself a 9, and I would only kick off a point because the primitive 3D controls make some of the fucking areas truly infuriating because of the controls and camera, not because of how inventive they are. But like, I could deal with the garbage graphics. I could deal with everything about that game. It's just, although to be fair, having not played it in a while, I don't know, but I really feel like if I picked up that game today with a decent controller, like if that came out on Switch tomorrow, I would buy it instantly, and I bet I would be captivated by that game. And not just for a trip down nostalgia lane, I'd be like, wow, each of these stars is so unique, and it's such a weird little trick you have to do that like it can be so unbelievably challenging. So I don't know. I feel like, however, Mario Odyssey is a far better game than Mario 64. But I'm just highlighting my issue with giving it a rating system, because in my mind I'd be like, all right, I'd rate Mario 64 higher, but Mario Odyssey is a far better game in almost every way.
But that's what's great about being on a podcast and not having to write some article about it that can never be changed and we can never comment on again, right? Is that I think if you subtract all the fucking hype and everything, dude, Mario 64 was good, but it controlled like fucking shit. Like, it was almost impossible. I mean, I'm not going to say almost impossible, because God knows there's a great number of people who are very, very, very skilled at playing through that game. But I still think that, like, that stupid little thumbstick, the controls are, when compared to other things, the controls are unwieldy. It's like, man, like back then I would certainly have given it an 8.5. Now, dude, I would struggle to give Mario 64 a 7.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
I think you're right. Yeah, like, I think it's rose-tinted glasses here.
At the same time, back then when it first came out, I would give Mario 3 a 10, and right now I would give Mario 3 a 10.
Yes.
You know, when it first came out, I would give Mario World a perfect 10, and right now I would give Mario World a perfect 10.
Mario World is an absolutely perfect game. Mario 3, I've got some issues with it. I think that Mario 3 had some I think it had.
I don't know. Dude. I say Mario. I would say that Mario 2 had some issues, but it's still a hard 9. But Mario 3, I would say Mario 3 is a perfect game. Perfect game.
I think part of what Mario 3 has, maybe I don't know. I think I might have an issue with like the difficulty. Maybe, like, I know that sounds like a pussy thing to say, but I think it's the most difficult Mario game, unreasonably hard, and it's long as shit.
Mario 3?
I don't know if it's, yeah, I think it's way longer than World if you don't count all the exits. I mean, yes, World arguably, I'm talking about World with the normal progression through the game without actively seeking exit stages. So basically what I'm saying is World, no Star Road, I think is probably shorter than Mario 3, but World is also way easier than Mario 3. Way fucking easier.
World compared to Mario 3, World is like child's play. Until you get to the crazy, like, tubular and outrageous stages. Then it becomes fucking a nightmare.
Is Outrageous the one with the dark woods?
Yes, I was stuck on that for probably 8 years.
Dude, let me tell you something. Tubular today is a fucking breeze compared to that. Tubular is honestly not that bad. All you have to do is be determined and immediately start flying as soon as you get the balloon and just know where the next balloon is. Seriously, Tubular is beatable in like 2 shots without having played it in ages. I was shocked when I came to that realization. Whenever, I don't know, when I was speedrunning Mario or something. But Outrageous is so fucking rough.
Oh my god, it's the one.
It's brutal.
It's funny that I for a while I was wondering if it was maybe just me that really had a hard time with that. It's funny that when I said that, you knew the exact one that I'm talking about. I only remember Tubular because it was right before that. But all the other stages, I don't really remember except for motherfucking Outrageous.
Yeah, dude, Outrageous was really bad. There was also Mondo where the sea rose and fell.
I remember Mondo. Hell yeah, Mondo was.
Dude, I think Tubular also was a big deal because the very first stage of Special World was fairly easy. It was the one where you have to climb straight up, and you're doing a lot of climbing, and then you fall. It was very interesting and it was much easier. And Tubular was the first time where you go in and there's no platforms. Now that's a gimmick stage.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
No platforms. You go in and you're like, wait, what? And you have to jump under the platform and bounce up and you hit the pee balloon. And then you're like, oh, fuck.
Psychotic.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, it's psychotic.
You're off. And there's charging trucks kicking shit at you. It's fucking brutal, dude. It's so brutal the first time you play. It's very, very punishing.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
Dude, I mean, look, Mario games are great. I loved playing Odyssey. And like, just talking about it definitely makes me, I do want to finish it like 100% at some point.
You know that once you finished it, it basically repopulated all the worlds with tons of extra moons, and you can go back and do a plus game basically.
Well, that's great, and that I was not aware of that, but it's a great thing to know, and it is really interesting. It seems like a lot to do post game. I thought it was awesome that post game they dump you into the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, hey, cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome. But you're right in that there's still. I mean, it might just be the difference between because I think that like the difference between a 7, an 8, and a 9 is all pretty comparable, but the difference between a 9 and a 10, meaning a perfect game, is like 10 times that entire scale altogether, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's astronomical. So maybe that's just the difference that I'm thinking of, but dude, I have picked up and played Super Mario World hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
Oh my God, yeah.
And Mario Odyssey, I keep trying to pick it up to go and finish the plus game. I can't do it.
Right.
So
right, yeah. I haven't been motivated once since I beat it to turn it back on. I played through a little Mushroom Kingdom, and I was like, maybe I'll try this again later. But I also, in my mind, I was like, I probably will not.
Yeah, in your mind, you're probably like, no, you're not. And see, but right now, I bet you are the same way. If you put a controller in my hand and turned on like any stage in Super Mario World and was like, here, play this, I would probably play it until the end. Just at any point. At any time of any day. If you were just like, oh, here's Mario World, play it. I'd probably be like, oh yeah, cool. Okay.
I feel part of the issue there is that I think the data is tainted, because if nothing else, we can take, like, at this point, I really feel like I have no more nostalgia boner at all, in part because I'm just old and jaded and don't care about anything, and I know the past is garbage. Past is as much garbage as the present and future. However, I think it also is the fact that today we have finally come full circle, where the people that we grew up playing people who grew up playing those great games are now making games. So we have no shortage of absolutely phenomenal games of that quality and even style, but done even better. Like, there is no question that fundamentally a game like Shovel Knight trumps 99% of the NES library still does 100%. All the same things perfectly well. Yeah. So I don't know. Oh yeah. So I don't think it's a nostalgia thing. But the data is tainted because we know Mario World so well that it's very, very easy to just go progress linear from one stage to the next.
Anything in Mario Odyssey, I'd immediately be like, all right, hold on, hit pause, pull out your phone, find out where exactly are the moons.
Exactly.
Okay, there's the moons. All right. Whereas like any stage of Mario World, I can be like, okay, there's where the secret exit is. There's where the other secret exit is. There's where the key is. There's the keyhole. Okay. Like almost any fucking level, I could do that off the top of my head. So
that's how I need to enjoy games today. If they're not immediately intuitive, I prefer to just know where to go next, because it's just because I'm old.
I don't have the patience to pick up my phone and figure it out. I don't want to do that.
I don't have the patience to not do that and just sit around and just like, usually if I can't get something really quickly, I no longer am like, oh, let me sit around and play fucking Sam and Max on this one screen for 10,000 years while I'll pick up and play all day and literally get nowhere without fucking calling the helpline. Like, are you fucking kidding? As opposed to today,
you use the hand on the mouse hole in the wall in order to get the cash out of it. Oh.
No, obviously. the one that really fucked me was when you have to fucking put the magnet on the end of the fucking ball grabber and stick that into the world's largest ball of twine to get something. I think maybe it's not the snow globe for the mystery vortex, is it? Maybe it is. No. Who gives you the mystery vortex snow globe?
Shavul the Mole Man?
No, because he wants you to go see his cousin, and where the fuck is he? Shavul is the one in the mystery vortex. Someone else maybe another.
There's the mole man that you get to by riding the tunnel of love, picking up Max and dipping him in the water and using him on a fuse box as you keep the fuse box highlighted with the flashlight that has a bulb that you put in that came from the black light on the right side screen of your office. The right side, by the way, that I didn't know even existed until I'd been playing that game for 6 months.
6 months, and you finally accidentally clicked the right side of the screen. Dude, that's what I'm saying. So that I don't have tolerance for that today, and I feel like Mario Odyssey is like, at least with Mario World, even if I picked it up for the first time today, I would be able to figure the entire game out on my own. I don't know. There's so many factors that make it so Mario Odyssey will never have a chance to be what Mario World is in my mind, because Mario World has had 20 years, and 30 years
and the
almost.
reason for that, when you really boil it down to it, is because the internet ruined everything.
Yeah, more or less.
Like more or less. When you really get down to it, that's the reason.
Yeah, let's just blame the fucking internet.
Because the internet ruined absolutely everything. It also made a lot of great shit happen too, but I think it'd be hard to say whether or not that it would be worth it.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because it just makes it so, I don't have the patience now.
The thing is, and I'm going to desperately try not to go off on a tangent here, but the thing is that now the span of time that occurs between not knowing something and knowing something is so small, it's barely even able to be registered. So now, essentially, knowing something feels the same as not knowing something. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. I mean, knowledge is so immediately accessible now that
there's almost
discovery
no
doesn't do it for me.
There's no sense of discovery because we no longer have the patience to try to get to the discovery, because we don't fucking have to, because you can find the answer to absolutely everything on the fucking internet, which we all keep access to in the palm of our fucking hands or in our pocket. So there's no, like, dude, when you had to figure out something in Mario World, when you finally figured it out, or even in Sam & Max, as evidenced by the fact that we both just out of nowhere relayed in almost perfect detail very specific sections of that game.
Yeah.
And it's because we had to fucking learn it. We had to learn it the slow way, the fucking hard way, where we had to sit there and fucking figure it out. So as a result, the way we feel after having learned it is miles and miles apart from how we felt before we learned it. We're completely different people by the time we finally figured that out for ourselves.
Yeah,
and
that's very true.
That is a big fucking deal. And when you really get down to it, that is the reason that modern video games will no longer have a chance at earning the type of prestige and place in all of our hearts, and indeed in the lexicon of gaming itself, as the original games had.
Well, it depends. It becomes much harder, I think, but that's not necessarily the case. And I'll call out.
Maybe that's too much of a blanket statement.
Because
there's games now that are not even. There's games now that exist in genres that not only did not exist, but could not have existed in the past.
Oh, so, yeah. Dude, I mean, there are specific puzzles in Celeste that I could describe. I could draw out like half of the fucking stages in Celeste, and I could very easily recount very specific portions of the gameplay. I mean, then this flip side's fresh in my mind, but it's it's memorable stuff. I don't know, dude. It's Mario Odyssey's. I don't know. Yes, it's harder for games to fall into that, but it's not impossible. I would say it was very hard for a long period of time. I mean, there are very few games from like PS2 into PS3 that have really stood the test of time with me. Very few that have made it so that I would want to go back, where I'd be like, oh, I really want to play that era's worth of games. I mean, like Metal Gear series would be a notable thought, where I'd be like, oh, I'd jump in and play Metal Gear fucking 1 through 4 at any time. That came out across the entire gamut of good through garbage and back again.
That's an interesting point too.
I don't know. I'm just like meandering at this point.
Well, I don't know how we I don't know how we got really to the internet ruined everything from the deceptively simple premise of, hey, is Mario Odyssey cool?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
but
I want to discuss the other topic that we need to discuss at some point.
Dude, right now at this very second, we just hit an hour.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, although it is very funny given that I was like, yeah, but we'll get through. Well, I thought that you really would be like, oh shit, I can't remember anything about Mario Odyssey because it is that forgettable. And then I realized it. So it was very helpful for me to be like, okay, cool, so it is just you. So this is a me problem, not a Mario problem.
That's always reassuring.
I can't blame Mario for my shortcomings.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the moral of the story. You can't blame Mario.
Don't blame Mario.
All right.
That little racist.
Don't call Mario a racist.
Well, his creators are a little racist.
All right, so.
It's me, Mussolini. I don't know where that came from.
BlizzCon.
Anyway, yeah. Well, first, I want to leave this by saying
BlizzCon.
That I'm playing Diablo 3 on Switch at this very moment. It's absolutely so fucking incredible. And if
now
you
that
own
you
a
said
Switch,
that,
you should
know what
own
I'm doing? I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, are you?
Yeah, I absolutely am.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I mean, like, have you been? Is what I mean. Were you like? You need to turn the volume off.
No, I was doing that so you would know.
Oh.
So you would believe me that I was actually playing it right now.
No, I believe you. I just want to know if you were doing it before and you've been doing it this whole time.
I was like for the 10 minutes before we started, and I had brought it up here and put it on my desk so that I would remember to do it while we were talking.
That's amazing. It's a great thing to be doing.
And it's
really just so wonderful.
That's what you were doing last time we were recording this. You were playing. I was like, shit.
Well, last week I was playing Crypt of the Necrodancer because this shit came out on fucking Friday. So this is my first time playing. Let me tell you something. This is the ultimate podcast game because part of what makes this game so great is it is meditative and you can just completely zone out and just let the game do its thing. And just like I don't have to pay any attention to this. Of course, I'm only on brush a little dirt off my shoulder, but I'm only on Torment 2 at Paragon 24. So that's really, Torment 2 ain't shit. And hopefully in a week I'll be like, I probably could crank it up right now to Torment, at least Torment 3. I'm probably doing way, way too strong right now, but I kind of like fucking raffle stomping everything with my insane Necrocorpse Lance build.
I was playing WoW with one of my friends the other day, and I used the word raffle stomping just 2 days ago, and he remarked upon what a dated term that was.
Oh, it's so dated. Dude, raffle itself is beyond dated. That shit fell off. Dude, LOL came through like a champ and stood the test of time. LOL
that's
is
really
beyond
impressive
anything.
If you think about it. I rarely see anyone say raffle, and I might see LMAO.
LMAO has a very specific use.
But it's still around. It's still around though.
But LMAO is like Mimi, but it exists.
Definitely Mimi, yeah.
But it's funny because LMAO is the second half of Raffle Mayo, and the Raffle lost, and LMAO stayed funny, and Raffle was like weak shit. It fell off.
Raffle got weird real fast.
That's crazy. Yeah, but very, very few internet fucking acronyms have stuck around. Nobody really uses BRB because nobody B's RB anymore except if you're in a game. It's not like when you're on IM. If you're texting, you don't say BRB. You take your phone with you. I rarely say it.
Oh my God, because you can't get away from anybody.
Because you can't BRB. Never. You're always there. You're always
B. You can't be right back. You're always
there. You can't be right back. Yeah, that's why there's no G2G or GTG. There's no BRB because you're always there. It's rude to be like G2G. G2G is a rude termination of a conversation.
It's like, why? Dude, why can't you keep talking to me? I'm on your phone. I'm right here. I'm always with you. I'm always in your fucking pocket. And anytime you might want to talk, I'm right fucking here.
Terminating a conversation with someone is almost a mark of a lack of intimacy with them because someone you know really well is going to understand.
If you
when the conversation falls off, it's just like, all right, well, that's the end of this portion of this endless conversation.
Yeah. Oh
it's
my
very,
God.
very weird. But yeah,
Holy
so dude,
shit.
what else?
That's
okay,
too
OMW.
much, dude. Oh my God.
OMW still fucking OMW is definitely around.
Dude, people are never BRB, but they are always OM dubs.
They're always OM dubs,
Always
dude.
OM dubs.
Always, yeah. I think that's really it. I remember having fucking like 10 printed out pages of internet acronyms back in the day.
How to print it out?
Oh, for sure, dude. I bet that was kind of shit we passed around at fucking school. That shit, dude. At that time, LOL was like fucking brand new terminology. It was like incredible.
I mean, LOL has its meme equivalents, right? Now there was like LOL, and then there was LOLs because that eventually reached meme stats. You did things,
and it's long gone now. It's like stone
now
dead,
that's
dude.
long gone. And then, after LOLs, there was LOL what? As like one long stream, no spaces, LOL WT, LOL what? And then now we're now on, do you know what the current one is?
What?
It's LEL.
Oh, LEL, yeah. LEL. I mean, I think that we're talking
LEL
more.
is a sarcastic LOL.
I think we're talking more 4chan-y than I'm talking mainstream to the point where like motherfuckers and memes who like parents sharing on Facebook shit.
I like when I think 4chan, I think like what B was like in 2006. That's what I think of. So I mean, I don't know if it's
basically.
Oh God, awful. What were we trying to? BlizzCon, everybody, BlizzCon.
Oh boy. Okay, so last week, let's do a quick recap. Last week, what did we predict? We predicted they might announce Diablo. Did we even?
I forgot.
Excuse me. Did we predict the
official predictions?
Did we predict Diablo 2 remaster, or did that come up in the morning?
This is what we predicted. Diablo 2 remaster.
Did we?
Yes, we predicted Diablo 2 remaster, and you know what? Where's my phone?
Did that come out of nowhere, or did we have that rumor on deck, and we were speaking to that rumor?
No, that rumor's been on. It's been on deck since been on deck, dude. Absolutely. That's why we were talking about it, because it was one of the most popular rumors.
Okay, right. I feel you.
So hold on. I'm.
Don't you know I'm local?
Don't you know I'm local? I'm trying to find, because I know we have a text record of it. I want to see exactly what it is. But I know, do? Yes, that we predicted remaster of Diablo 2, Diablo 3, new class, Druid.
Oh God, that would have been great.
Yeah. In retrospect, oh boy, pretty much just about anything would have.
Yeah, that would have been really wonderful.
Yeah.
Fucking cocksuckers.
Oh God. So that's what we predicted. And needless to say, oh, how very wrong we were.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Oh, how very wrong we were.
Go piss up a rope.
Holy
boy.
Shit.
Holy smokes.
Wrong.
Holy smokes.
Holy smokes, Sam.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes, Sam. Oh, dude, wow.
This don't look like the Lincoln Tunnel, Sam.
Yeah. So did any of our predictions come true? No. Overwatch Battle Royale, no. Nothing. No. Oh, let's not even. Diablo. Diablo.
No, dude, one of my predictions did come true.
What, WoW Classic?
Classic WoW release date.
Oh, that they would announce. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's good. I mean, it's low hanging fruit, but it's good. I won't take that away from you.
That was a prediction. I mean,
yeah, it was a prediction.
Congratulations.
The obvious,
you have taken
the obvious
away from me. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
Are you gonna read my fucking my horoscope next? Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Aries, you will be faced with a difficult decision. I'm good, right? All right, so
Cancer, something exciting is in your near future.
Oh my God, I'm really excited about the excitement. I can't wait. God.
So, anyway,
all right, so what were we saying? Oh my God, were we wrong?
So, we were even thinking, all right, it's possible we might get Diablo 4, but you know what? Probably not.
Probably not.
They even came out and put out a statement saying, probably not.
They were trying to mitigate the damage.
Yeah, basically telling us all to like, don't get too crazy. Don't get too crazy. We don't know exactly what there might be. Okay, we're not gonna we don't want you thinking that all this crazy shit is gonna occur. We are working on some Diablo stuff, but let's manage our expectations, shall we? Please?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's manage our expectations. And from there, like, I don't know about you, but like, dude, I never would have imagined that it could have gone this left.
Oh, it was so
like,
sad.
I'm looking at our shit.
It really hurt.
Dude,
really hurt.
I never, like, I'm seeing we're talking about like Druid-free DLC for Switch, you know, like that kind of stuff, and then like and having that up, enthusiasm for Diablo 4, that kind of shit, and dude, I never would have thought that. I mean, so let's go back. We knew pretty much no Diablo 4 announcement. We were kind of hoping, hey, maybe, but no. We knew probably no Diablo 4. Okay, that's fine. So what could it be then? Well, I guess probably the least exciting thing would be if they added the Druid class to D3, right? That would be the least exciting thing. I mean, would it still be kind of cool? Sure. You know, you get it as free DLC on the Switch version. Great. That would still be kind of cool, but that would be the most boring possible announcement, right? Yeah, definitely. But I think I'm not alone in this. We were both talking about this. Diablo 2 remaster would have been very exciting.
Very exciting.
That would have been really, really awesome. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are hoping. Even if not a Diablo fucking 2 remaster, a Diablo 1 remaster. That whole game is built on like tiles and shit. Diablo 2 probably also. It looks like the same engine or a modified version. Dude, it would have taken them an hour and a half to remaster Diablo 1.
Right.
Like, come on. So
yeah, an hour and a half.
So we thought maybe in the worst case scenario, that's all that they announced. Oh no. Never in our most vivid nightmares could we have possibly imagined what Blizzard was actually up to.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Imagine this, right? You're a huge Blizzard fan. You've been playing Blizzard games for pretty much your entire adult life and most of your childhood. Maybe you started out with Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness. You're on a 14.4 modem, doing dial-up games with your boy, right? And if somebody called for your mom, it would disconnect your fucking game. Because that's the only way you could. That's the only way you could get on the internet. That's the only way you connect with people. So maybe a long time ago, you're on Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness. You're busting it down. Maybe the first time you ever play a Blizzard game is Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3, fucking sick. Fucking sick. Spawned many great things, including the MOBA genre. Completely. Pretty impressive. Warcraft 3,
right.
Very awesome.
Entire MOBA fucking
Maybe
genre.
your first Blizzard game was fucking Diablo 2. You love Diablo 2. It defined your entire teenage years. You fucking love that goddamn game. You know it inside and out. You've played through it 100 fucking times. You love it. You are a Blizzard diehard motherfucking fan. You love their games, but more importantly, you love Diablo. You've been playing Diablo since 1996. Okay? Long ass fucking time. What is that? 18 fucking. That's 22 years? You've been playing motherfucking Diablo. You've been following Blizzard. You've been always getting the new fucking games and shit. You always pick up the new titles, especially new Diablo shit. You even just spent money on Diablo 3 The Eternal Collection for Switch, even though you've already paid for Diablo 3 on 8 different fucking platforms already. But you still bought it because you fucking love it. And now this year, it's pretty much been confirmed. Multiple Diablo projects in the works, dude. Multiple. Who knows what it could be? a remaster of a fucking classic, dude? Some DLC for the current game? Who knows?
Who knows?
But it's almost confirmed multiple Diablo projects in the works. And now for the first time, you have been able to save up the money for not only a BlizzCon ticket, which goes for about $200, I'm pretty sure, but you also happen to live on the other side of the fucking planet. So in order to even get to Anaheim, California, where BlizzCon is held, you need to spend over $1,500 on fucking airfare, plus another $500 for a hotel to stay in for the weekend. But you managed to pull it off because you fucking love Blizzard and you fucking love Diablo, dude. You love it. You even got your fucking, dude, you got a fucking, you got a Diablo fucking, you got some cosplay on, dude. You got some cosplay on. You're dressed up as the barbarian. All right? You are fucking psyched, bro. You are psyched. It's costing you thousands of dollars. You've had to coordinate this with your fucking wife. She's watching the kids for the weekend. You managed to coordinate this with your boss. You got time off from fucking work. You have spent thousands of dollars and spent weeks and weeks making all this happen so that you could be there in the audience at the convention thrown by your favorite game developer to do nothing but celebrate their fans and their community that they have built over the years by creating all these amazing bits of entertainment. You get there. Everyone is going fucking crazy. There's bitches dressed up as Inquisitor Whitemane looking hot as fuck over here.
Oh my God,
there's other bitches dressed up as fucking Jaina Proudmoore. There's people running around looking like motherfucking Thrall, like Tyrael. Holy shit,
oh my God,
dude.
That sounds
it's
so
fucking
good.
lit. Oh my God. The air is fucking electric, dude. There's a buzz. Everybody's fucking psyched. You know what's going down. The lights go low. It's time for the opening fucking ceremony. Fucking Mike Morhaime comes out and tells everyone what a great year it's been. It's fucking incredible. He's stepping down. J. Allen Brack has taken over. Oh my God, the emotion, dude. It's fucking crazy. I have tears in my eyes. It's fucking nuts. We go through the fucking intro ceremony. Some cool announcements, you know, Hearthstone, whatever. I mean, it's cool for those guys, but I don't really play Hearthstone, so whatever. But hey, they got their expansion. Dope. Good for Hearthstone. WoW Classic. Awesome. We got a release date. Great. Not really a WoW fan, but you know what? Shit. Good for those guys. They got a fucking release date. They're playing a demo of that shit right now. They fucking love it. We're also announcing a whole new area, Nazjatar, in retail WoW. Patch 8.2. Whole new fucking landmass. Awesome. Great. But where's my shit? Where's fucking Diablo? What's up with Diablo, dude? What's going on with it?
Where is it?
The lights, where is it? Where is it? The lights go low. Everything turns an evil red. The announcement comes up. It's for your fucking phone and nothing else. Your
God, that's so
fucking
bad.
phone. PC, you ask? Any chance of playing this game on the PC? Oh, no. Just in case you're wondering, no chance, actually. Not maybe, but there's actually no chance of this Diablo game coming to your PC. It will only be on your phone. And when you ask, are you sure? Is that really the case? They don't give you they don't give you a straightforward answer. No, instead they say, what? Do you guys not have phones?
Insult you.
You have spent half your life playing this company's games, spending your money on their fucking products. You have spent thousands of dollars just now to cross the goddamn planet to be here in this moment in time with these fucking people together in this room to hear about this announcement. And what they said to you when you asked why that new game in your favorite franchise was not going to be on PC, they mocked you and said, what, don't you have a fucking iPhone? You fucking plebeian piece of shit.
You. Yeah.
Fuck you. Now the scenario I just described, I am that Blizzard fan. Granted, I'm a little more of a WoW player than a Diablo player, but I am that fucking Blizzard fan. In a way, we are all that fucking Blizzard fan.
Yeah, right?
And they had the nerve to say, hey, basically, fuck off. You have phone to their most dedicated fans on the planet, the people who made them the company that they are, the people who gave them more or less the fucking jobs that they have with their goddamn money and their fucking support. And this is how you fucking treat them.
It's so insulting.
It is appalling. It's unfucking believable. It's unbelievable, dude.
The gall, dude. That was the last thing I expected.
Unmitigated
the very last thing
gall.
I expected.
Dude, we had like a conversation about this spanning multiple hours. At no point did we ever even consider that not only would there be no other mention of anything else, but that the only game that would be announced would be a fucking mobile game. A microtransaction game.
Never did we think that Blizz would do us dirty like that. Never did it cross our mind that it was like, oh, we could be disappointed maybe, but they're going to announce something cool. They have to. Because there was no way we could have been like, oh, I know they're going to announce a mobile game.
A mobile game.
Which we know, and we've discussed many times, control like piss, no matter how you slice it. Touchscreen controls only work for specific touchscreen games, and the experience tends to be shitty. There's a reason why I'm a hardcore gamer, and every mobile game that I've played, first of all, every mobile game that I've played has been a mobile designed game, like some dumb time's sake. But beyond that, they never stuck for me. I mean, for fuck's sake, other than real games ported to even real games ported to mobile, they usually suck ass. Like, I finished Chrono Trigger, but today I can't really enjoy playing Chrono Trigger on mobile. Fucking...
I can't believe that you even finished that on mobile.
I can't believe it either.
I've tried. I can't do it.
No, I can't anymore. But, like, I played fucking, like... I mean, Hearthstone is great on a phone, but that's because the controls are so unbelievably basic that you lose nothing by using the controls. But any game that has action in it sucks ass, really. That's what it comes down to. If there's action, dude, it totally sucks.
Yes, because no game is other than one. And I think it's a stretch to even call games on mobile devices, purely mobile devices, games. I think that's an insult to the art form. They're not games. They're reskinned slot machines that you interface with a touchscreen. They're not fucking games.
Yeah.
It's fucking offensive, and everybody knows that is the case. No one has ever been like, well, you know what? We could make this game for the PlayStation, but I'm really intrigued by the interesting types of control inputs that a 6-inch glass touchscreen allows us. So you know what? Let's make it on your fucking cell phone instead, because we think that would be better as gamers. And they have the audacity to say shit like that to people. Have you seen that shit? They're actually trying to sell this as we, the developers, chose to do this.
That really?
Because we thought that this would be the best way to tell this chapter of the Diablo story.
Are you fucking joking? They're flagrantly lying like that?
To quote that brave soul in the red shirt during the Diablo Q&A, no, this is not a April Fool's joke. They are not joking. It's true. They really fucking said all that shit. It's just, it's horrifying for a lot of reasons.
It's like, I don't care that it is a quote fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile. What I care about is that it's on mobile and the controls will be absolute piss no matter how you slice it, and you know that it will be packed with microtransactions for the Southeast Asian market for which this shit was made.
As is proven by the existence of the logo for the company NetEase in the beginning of the goddamn trailer.
Yeah, from what I understand, they're a huge fucking Southeast Asian game developer for mobile.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do.
And they make games like this.
Exactly. It's funny that you mention that. Not just like this. From what a lot of people would say, exactly like this.
I've heard both sides. I've heard it's a reskin, and I've heard no, it's not, but it's very similar.
Well,
I don't know which is true.
If you have looked at any video footage of Endless of God or Crusaders of Light, you will see that not only are they almost, even without the Diablo license, they are already almost visually identical in terms of the animation, the way, like, the entire way the game looks, the isometric view, and also the UI input is almost exactly visually identical. It's almost the fucking same. And you know what? You know what's even worse? And I just found this out. Crusaders of Light, the NetEase game, which basically everyone is saying looks exactly like Diablo Immortal. Looks like Diablo Immortal just reskinned Crusaders of Light. Crusaders of Light was ported to the PC.
No way.
Yeah, it was ported to the PC, dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Even that game, Crusaders of Light, is on the fucking PC.
So Blizz was like, you guys are already ripping us off, so why don't you just take our IP and make a fucking killing with it? Make us a bunch of money.
No, which makes no fucking sense, because if with the Blizzard IP Diablo, they are able to make a product that has an insane profit margin with almost none of the development costs of a traditional entry in that IP's series, what is that saying to the board and the shareholders? It's saying, hey, Blizzard, you don't fucking need us. You can get the fuck rid of us and just farm out our IPs to more development houses like this.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad fucking portent of things to come.
Yeah.
This is only the beginning, dude.
Exactly. It's basically Blizzard saying, you don't actually need us. Or you don't need our developers, you don't need our art team, you don't need our story guys, you don't need our coders, you don't need anything except the rights to our fucking IPs.
Yeah, all that best-in-class shit that makes us Blizzard, well, it turns out you don't need to pay the cost for that in order for us to make a fucking shitload, because our IPs are so strong as they are. Yeah. They will sell. Who cares about our fans? We'll make money.
Exactly. And
we'll find new fans with more money.
Well, we don't mind that we need to cannibalize our existing fan base in order to create new ones. Who cares? Because shit, if it's successful, our profits go up. And unfortunately, you know, we do love the USA here, USA #1, of course. But when you have when you exist somewhere where it's capitalism at the expense of absolutely everything else, you end up with situations like this, where you can't blame, you can't blame the shareholders or the board members for wanting to make money. You can't. That's what they do. You can't blame them for wanting to make money and be profitable. And when you're profitable, what do they then do? Well, they expect you to make even more money next quarter, and even more money next quarter. So you create a situation where eventually you can't possibly continue to satisfy the demands of your investors and shareholders without doing things that will eventually compromise whatever ethics you may have had at the beginning in order to support some insane fucking profit margin or whatever.
Right.
It's really, dude, it's really, really fucking horrifying. And so it begs the question, right? Did Blizzard know that this was going to happen? This insane backlash?
They must have known. They must have known at least. See, I've thought about this too. They had to at least be aware that people would be disappointed because they tried to release that statement to mitigate. But it seems like they weren't. To me, it seems very much like they weren't prepared for this because of that, like, brazen, shitty response. Don't you guys have phones? The very first thing they should have had with their PR team, because you know they have a legal and PR team, would be to go, hey, what do we say when there is backlash? What is the response to people who are unhappy that is a mobile-only game? And they would have been like, do not make fun of them and say, don't you all have phones?
Yeah.
Don't you guys have phones?
It looks, first of all, you would think that there's no way that they could not have predicted this, right? Because they're Blizzard. They're worth billions of dollars. They have access to every conceivable market and demographic metric analysis techniques possible, right? There's no way they could not know, with all that resources, there's no way that they could not know something that that any person on the planet would be able to find out in 5 minutes for free by
that is correct. That is correct. So and that is why the sad truth is they knew and they didn't give a shit.
Yep, exactly.
The most likely answer is that, yes, of course, all their analytics and PR and everything knew, and they just didn't give a shit. And they gave the correct answer the first time when they said Diablo Immortal is a fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile. That is the PR line. And this other asshole just let his fucking temper get away from him and said what he should not have said. And I'm sure he's getting a lot of shit for that. I would not be surprised. Well, I mean, these are execs who don't give a fuck about the dudes making the games on the ground floor, who I'm sure the vast majority of them were like, oh, this is how people are going to react. Oh, people are going to fucking hate this shit.
Let's just so there's no confusion. We are in no way throwing any shade at the developers here. We know.
No, not even the developers of Immortal.
No, absolutely not. Because we know that the way any fucking company the size of Activision Blizzard works is, you think those guys have any fucking say in what they're making?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. They absolutely fucking do not.
Code this in a week or you're fired.
Yes, that's what they get. Do this in this amount of time or you're fired. Get the fuck out. What? Oh, you don't want to be fired? Well, that's too bad, because we have a line, a never-ending line of tens of thousands of people just as qualified as you, lined up out the door and around the block 10 times fucking over, who want your job, and they will do it for less.
Straight up. Straight up.
So, do this or you're fucking fired. So
it's just sad to see the curtain come off, the veil come down, whatever. It's sad to see it really come down, dude. It's like Blizz has done some shit like this. Like, dude, when the WoW store first launched, and it was like the pets and stuff, I was like, oh shit. And like Hearthstone coming out with like microtransactions, I was like, oh shit. Like, they've definitely done shady shit and they've made bad decisions, but this is the first time, I think, I can't think of anything else, where the veil came right off and it was like, all right, no question, we are a fucking corporation first, games come second, and you fans are a distant third.
Yeah, a distant
third is our existing core customer base, as opposed to the customers we don't have yet, which is crazy, because it's like, if The Office taught me anything, it's that basic economic knowledge states that it's cheaper to keep a customer than to gain a new one.
Yes.
And so
it's exactly where I would be pulling that info from.
Right. So it stands to reason that, like, but maybe it doesn't work the same way for a games corporation where getting a new customer is easy and brand loyalty is not as important as, oh, this is at the top of the fucking iTunes China charts. Well, obviously it's going to sell, and it says Blizzard on it. Oh, it's Diablo. It's selling the fuck out because people are playing mobile games more. I don't know what the mobile gaming culture is like there. I know that gaming culture there is very much on par with here. There's a lot of fucking games that are, you know, Diablo. I mean, shit, Blizz. Well, I know there's legal limitations to what is there, but I don't know what those are, and I don't know the popularity of Blizz games in China. I mean, fuck, dude, StarCraft is not just big in Korea, right? It's huge in China as well.
I would imagine the whole sort of East over there, it's pretty huge. I don't know for sure, though.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yes, that's what I would think. But I guess culturally that mobile gaming is more acceptable for whatever reason. Maybe just the population alone.
I don't know if it's culturally more acceptable. I think it's because they have such a different type of work ethic, and their 9 to 5 day-to-day looks a lot different from what ours do over here. Like, I think that the amount of people on, like, public transit and shit all the time going to and from work or whatever is much larger over there than it is here.
Right. And mobile phones have replaced DSs because they're already on you.
Because everyone's got one. They're just always busting around doing shit. So they're just always looking at their phone or looking at their mobile device. Whatever.
It's a larger market. Like, if you made it for a portable gaming system, you've only got that market. If you make it for phone, absolutely anybody who has a fucking phone, they don't have to spend. This poor ass kid doesn't have to spend fucking $500 on a fucking laptop or $300 on a Switch to play Diablo, and another $60. They'll pay $15 and then microtransactions, because I'm sure it'll have a cost and microtransactions. I don't imagine it'll be free to play, or else they would have fucking announced that shit at the word go. I doubt it. I mean, it'll cost money and have microtransactions.
That's interesting, because up until you said that, I was assuming it would just be microtransactions but free to play. But no.
Don't you think they would have announced that to mitigate some of the hate?
Now that you say it, if they had any information that they could have used to mitigate that shit, they absolutely would have.
Yeah, but they don't want to hide. If it's free to play, everyone would immediately be like, oh, guaranteed it's microtransactions. But if they make it so the microtransactions don't affect others, dude, $5 and you gain double levels for 2 hours.
Dude, I bet it'll be $9.99.
Dude, $10 for 1,000,000 gold or crafting mats.
No, I was saying I bet the game will be $9.99.
Yes, I know. I'm talking about microtransactions and what they look like.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. I fucking shudder to think the amount of money that some people will lose because of how they price this kind of shit. Oh, you want legendaries? $200 for fucking 50.
Yeah, right? That's exactly what it'll be like. Because it doesn't, I mean, even if there's multiplayer, it doesn't really matter if people want to, which I doubt there will be, but it's possible. They're gonna, especially because they have fully fledged experience. So, but I don't know. Was there multiplayer in the demos?
What? That always makes me feel confident when you feel the need to reassure me that it's a fully fledged experience.
Right. Yeah. But how about it's just a Diablo game? Like.
Yeah. Why would you feel the need to say that? Oh, because you're putting it. Because you are only making it available on a system. On a platform, rather, that is no bigger than like 7 inches of glass and a touch screen. Oh yeah, that sounds real immersive.
To that,
fucking
dude,
awesome.
to that end, my phone is the exact same size as the Switch. To just for the sake of for being scientific, for journalistic integrity's sake, the iPhone XS Max is the exact same screen size as the Switch. So its screen size is not my issue.
No, the screen size is not the issue. It's the fact that not only is the screen size small, but you want me to cover up 2/3 of it with my fucking thumbs.
Yeah, there you go.
Play it? Are you serious?
There you go. At all times, you must cover the screen to be playing. You will never see 100% of the screen while you're playing. It's impossible.
Dude, that is why the Switch's screen size works as well as it does.
That is correct,
because the controllers are on the left and right side of it, and they interfere in no way with viewing the fucking screen at all.
Zero. Not at all.
I just, like, imagine that, dude. Thank God. I'm so glad that I did not go to this fucking BlizzCon, dude. Because I've been building up to try to fucking, to get to go to one day. Just because, especially now that I live in LA, it's like right down the road.
Oh, shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in Anaheim. It's like 30 minutes away, if that. So, I feel so bad for these people that spent all this fucking money to go there, to hear announcements about their favorite game series, and what they got was their favorite developers, their most beloved entertainment company, condescending to them.
Yeah, being like suckers.
Yeah, and condescending to them because they completely misunderstood their fucking audience, and then expected sympathy when it blew up in their fucking face.
Right. I feel like they could have handled this way better, even if they fully knew what would happen. From a PR standpoint, they really could have handled this better while still making this same dumb business move that I hate. I get it. I hate it, but it's evil and sucks, but I get it. But they could have handled it so much better and with so much more tact.
Do you know that there is actual evidence in existence right now that shows exactly how they could have handled it better?
Which is what?
Did you watch Bethesda's E3 conference?
No.
Well, you know what Bethesda did? They also released and announced at a big game conference a major an installment in one of their flagship series coming only to mobile.
What?
It was called The Elder Scrolls Blades.
Really?
And yes, and it looked and they did the exact same thing Blizzard did. Trying to, fully fledged this, fully fledged that, interactive environment, immersive fucking atmosphere. Oh God, such great new interesting control methods. We were able to come up with such new fucking, fuck you. Like, all that same kind of shit. And of course the reaction for everybody was like, the biggest deadpan silence, like, okay, really? No one was feeling it. But you know what they did right at the end? Right at the end, they pulled a classic fucking Steve Jobs and says, one more thing. Lights go low. All of a sudden, fade in, we're fucking cruising over an amazing sort of fantasy idyllic landscape. There's rolling hills, forests, swamps, oceans. Wow, what the fuck? This looks so cool. Slows down, starts zooming in a little bit. We're getting towards the coast. Text is appearing. What does it say? The Elder Scrolls fucking 6.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. At least they announced
that was it,
right?
And that was it.
That's fine.
That was it, dude. It was about 8 seconds long. But you know what happened? Everybody forgot the fuck about that stupid goddamn mobile game.
God. I knew about
crowd
so funny. I knew about
wild.
Elder Scrolls 6. I watched the Elder Scrolls 6 thing, and I had no idea about Blades. That's how well that worked.
Yep. That's how you do it. And you want to know, what? It's amazing, but this just keeps getting worse. Do you want to know what's even worse than that? Blizzard had a Diablo 4 announcement prepared, just like that.
Right? And why did they not do it?
And right at the last second, they decided not to fucking do it.
That's what I heard. Why?
No one knows. No one fucking knows. But what's even, it's not just they had a Diablo 4 announcement. It was the creator, is creator Diablo, or maybe just one of the Blizzard founders. Whoever Alan Adham is, I think he's just a Blizzard founder, but he definitely worked on the original Diablos, right? It was a personal message from him saying, thank you to the Diablo community, and saying, yes, Diablo 4 is coming. We've been really struggling to make it the best game that it can be, and unfortunately, we do not have anything that we're comfortable sharing with you for it right now. But we want you to know that Diablo 4 is in the works. It's coming. You are going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done that, although...
They had that, if these rumors are true. They appear to come from very, very, very trustworthy sources.
Blizz doesn't really do shit like that, dude. I mean, although on the flip side, no, I mean, they do. They've announced, StarCraft Ghost had gameplay. Warcraft Adventures had gameplay, and they canned both that shit when it was like, they looked done. StarCraft Ghost looked done.
StarCraft Ghost, as far as I know, was just about done. Warcraft Adventures was finished. You can find whole YouTube playthroughs of all of Warcraft Adventures.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And StarCraft Ghost is not that far in the past. So they really reasonably could be like, yeah, Diablo 4 is getting made. Well, wow. Well, still. But again, I mean, maybe it would hurt their shareholders more.
What boggles the mind even more is that they had that announcement prepared, presumably because they knew how fucking, they knew how well or fucking how much this Diablo Immortal announcement would fall fucking flat on its goddamn face, and they were prepared to mitigate. But then instead they bailed on it the last second. I don't get it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then you know what they've been doing with the with trying to remove comments and remove the
dislikes,
huge downvotes and dislikes on the fucking trailer. Like, how can the same people react in such a poorly planned fashion to the outrage, and at the same time be the same people that were going to, what sounds like, put out the perfect mitigation video for this? How does that make any sense?
Why did they choose not to do it? Who made that fucking boner decision?
Like, I feel like, dude, and not to continue saying, hey, Blizzard, fuck you, but also kind of, to keep saying Blizzard, fuck you. Did you see how much their stock went off a goddamn cliff?
No, really?
Oh my God. If you Google, let's just look at, just see.
That's crazy.
Diablo Immortal stock drop.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. Look, just Google Diablo Immortal stock drop. And you will find probably a bunch of images showing their stock dropping off a goddamn cliff.
Let me check.
And it's not like there's no precedent for these announcements going over horribly too. Like, remember EA at fucking E3 debuting Command & Conquer as a mobile-only game?
Oh my God. All right, what does it say? Let me see. How much? It dropped by almost 7%. That's significant. That is very significant.
Fucking
dude, like it has. I mean, there's a massive amount of downvotes, which is completely crazy. Diablo 2 producer Mark Kern said Blizzard handled the announcement poorly by hyping up the fan base, and they let them down. That he said Blizzard, it's the result of Blizzard not understanding gamers anymore, which it definitely seems like the decision makers at Blizzard are so far removed from understanding gamers. The people actually making these choices who listen are really more concerned with just making money. And I mean, we'll see. Maybe Diablo Immortal will be a smash hit, but not necessarily. I mean maybe
I'm sure it probably will be a smash hit. I'm sure it will. That's the worst part. Is that I'm sure it will make them all the money that they think that it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I mean that is shitty.
But
I'd rather it bomb and they learn a lesson.
Yeah, exactly. I would much rather it bomb and they learn a lesson, but unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. And the thing is, I agree with Mark Kern that it seems like that. But how could they be so out of touch with their audience when nowadays it is easier than ever before to be in touch with your audience, even if you know nothing about your audience?
Dude, because I definitely feel like it's because in a corporate environment like that, it is not that simple when you have so much money at stake and so much at stake. It is not as simple as like, well, let's have our fucking social media team jump on Reddit and get a feel for what people want. It's like, unless they're doing rigorous focus group testing, which is very difficult to do, I can completely understand how it's possible for that message to get lost in a giant corporate environment, which is what Blizz really is.
I guess it's as yeah.
I mean, how many employees?
Right. How can we even really conceive of the kind of corporate red tape and labyrinth that exists in the upper echelons of a company worth as much money as Activision Blizzard? I don't think we can.
Dude, no, it's absolutely insane. And I bet how many offices does Blizzard have? How many employees? Dude, Blizzard has giant teams of probably like finance and HR and shit all inside of it. I bet Blizzard has to have like close to 1,000 employees, right? At least.
Dude, try 10,000 or more.
No way. Dude, no way it could really be that big.
They have offices all over the goddamn planet.
Let's find out. This is going to really be an eye-opener here. All right.
Dude, Activision Blizzard is the full name of the company. Think about how big Activision is. Think about how big they were before Blizzard. Now think that Blizzard must have been a big enough company and been worth enough money to make it a smart move for Activision not to acquire them, to merge with them.
All right, so
I'm not all that being said, I could be totally fucking wrong.
Dude, no, Activision Blizzard, according to Google, Activision Blizzard clocks in at 9,600. As of 2012, Blizzard itself had 4,700 in offices around 11 cities. I don't know where those offices are now and why we can't say.
Irvine, Cork, Shanghai. They're even in Burbank. I think they have offices in Italy too.
Dude, let's see real quick. I'm gonna have a look. All right, locations where they have job applications are Austin, Columbus, Cork, wherever the fuck that is,
Ireland.
Irvine, Munich, New York, Santa Monica, Shanghai, Stockholm, The Hague, and Versailles.
That's pretty hefty, dude.
All around the fucking world, they have these locations. Let's see, the different teams are esports, battle.net, broadcasting, cinematics, classic, corporate communications, creative development, customer service, Diablo, and esports. So Activision Blizzard's esports leagues and esports are different, and I don't know why Diablo has its own department. Oh, maybe that's just what roles are open right now. And then the openings are art, animation, audio, sound, business development, customer service, engineering, esports, finance, game design, global insights, human resources, IT, internships, localization, marketing and sales, new grad roles, operations, production, program management, PR, QA, security, UX visual design, Okay, that looks like all of them. So yes, that's a massive amount of different corporate roles. So yeah, dude, this company is so huge. It is very, very, very difficult to be like, okay, look at what people want on the internet and do that, because there's so much red tape behind, well, if we do this, this is the cost to benefit analysis versus the cost to benefit analysis of if we release a mobile game, what the mobile sphere looks like. Well, what if people get pissed off? Well, is it going to make money? Yes, then obviously we're going to do it, and they're going to have to fucking wipe their little tushies and get on with their lives because we're a company and we need to make money. That's how that conversation goes in the 50,000 conference calls that it took in order to get the sign off on this, when it was like, all right, we need to make a new game. Let's get the new game proposal on the table. And then that has to go through 50 different teams and vetting and shit. And like the impact of, dude, we're talking about a new game proposal. We're talking about them needing to invest millions in this shit, millions of the company's money. And they have to be able to prove that it will not only make that money back, but make a profit, and a significant profit. And so, of course, if somebody's trying to get a game made, they're going to go, how can we accomplish that? Well, the surefire way is a mobile game that's going to cost us the least and make back a shitload, as opposed to let's rush Diablo 4 out the door or whatever. Let's make whatever game people want. I mean, Diablo 2 remastered? Well, no. You guys are getting Warcraft 3 remastered, which, yes, that is super cool, but not. We had a conversation last week about RTSs and how they are limiting, especially because I guess the issue is if I had a PC, I'd be a lot more excited about Warcraft 3 remaster. Diablo 2 remaster, I would not. Shit. I wasn't impressed by any of the visuals. I couldn't tell until they changed it to the past mode. It looked the same to me, and I was like, "Oh,
that's my problem with it." And that's not to say that the new art that they did for it looks bad in any way. It absolutely does not.
No, it's not bad.
It's amazing. The point is that in thumbnails, I couldn't tell the fucking difference. And that is a tough sell for me. If you can't tell the fucking difference in the thumbnail between the master and remastered version game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough sell, I'm sorry.
Dude. That's really it.
I think your point is well taken in that I think that we all inherently, at least those of us who have no knowledge of the the inner workings of huge companies like that, we all imagine that why wouldn't it be as simple as someone saying, hey, excuse me, see this shit? Yeah, people are going to go fucking nuts if we do this. They're going to go crazy. We can't do this. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. All right, let's change it. We think it would be something as simple as that, like one conversation between like three dudes one time to be like, oh, hey, Bob, come over here, check this out. Yeah, see, announcing a mobile game, that would be suicidal. We can't do that. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, you're right. Okay, let's do something else. We think it should be that simple, but the reality of it is that doesn't even remotely resemble what must happen, like you were saying.
No, they're like, mobile's popular, Diablo's popular, this will be successful. Let's get it out the door.
Conference calls across hundreds of boards.
Oh yeah, happening every single day.
It's not one dude saying, hey, we can't do this. It's fucking.
Let me tell you something. It wouldn't surprise me if let me tell you something. The stock dropping, that's going to be a conversation. But the backlash in terms of like butthurt fans, that they won't care about. What they're going to care about is how do we mitigate this stock drop. And if it were, I can't imagine that they thought that was going to happen, or that's a big fucking deal. A 7% stock drop is enough to people start panic selling. I mean, I say that with literally no economic background and full speculation.
I feel like that sounds like it makes sense. I have no idea.
Sounds like it makes sense. Does. I mean, dude, if I were an owner in a stock and I saw it plummeting, I mean, that's how stock market crashes happen.
Oh my God, Corpse Explosion is so good.
Yeah, I'm corpse lancing the shit out of everybody.
Oh my God, see, that's the thing. I'm so mad at Blizzard right now.
Well, I'm simultaneously sucking their game off.
Well,
right?
I want to hate them so much, but at the same time, God, dude, I play World of Warcraft more than almost any other game ever. I've bought Diablo 3 like 7 times.
Yeah, fucking nuts.
Like, holy shit. And this is another point I saw brought up elsewhere, but I want to reiterate it because I think it speaks very loudly to the point that we're making, and at how fucking horrible and apocryphal it is for them to announce only a mobile game and then do it with like derision and condescension to the very people's faces. that can help contribute to the reason that those people are even standing on that stage in the first place. Like, we're not asking you to suck our dicks. We're not asking to be fucking placated and pandered to and showered with adoration and thanks. No, we're asking at the very least to be treated with respect.
Yeah.
That's it.
That felt very disrespectful.
We're not entitled or anything. We're just asking to be treated with respect at a convention that you throw supposedly for the purposes of showing appreciation to your fans, while at the same time having no problem charging them $200 to walk in the door.
Right. $200 for a commercial for games you don't want.
Yes. I can't believe I've not heard it put that succinctly elsewhere, but yes. Bobby, yeah, it's 100% right. You were charged, people who were in that Diablo audience were charged $200 to sit and watch commercials for what ended up being a game that they did not even fucking want.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. So sad.
Unbelievable. It's like, and this is what I was going to mention, imagine if it's fucking Nintendo, the next Nintendo Direct. Check it out, boys. It's Mario Odyssey 2 time. You love Mario Odyssey 1. You love the fucking campy. You love looking up that Rule 34 campy and jerking off a little fucking cock to it. You like that shit? I was channeling you there for just a moment.
Yeah.
You like that shit? Well, guess what? We got more campy. We got more campy and we got Bowsette. They're coming right at you in Mario Odyssey fucking 2. The biggest sequel to the biggest Mario game ever to grace the face of the earth. And you know what? We're putting it on one fucking system for you boys. Your fucking iPhone.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if Nintendo said that?
No, they did Mario Run, but I didn't find Mario Run offensive.
Not even that's
no, because I never felt like Mario Run was taking the place of any other game that they should have been making. I was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care about it. But I wasn't like, oh fuck, we should have gotten a new Mario game. It was like, no, the Mario game's coming. We know it's coming. Odyssey was like in development or whatever. There was never any issue or question of that. I don't know, maybe Switch wasn't even out at that time, but there was a million Mario fucking games. I felt like we got this at the expense of anything we wanted.
Well, yes, and that is the problem. And what's even more mind-boggling is because if all the rumors and things coming out of Blizzard that we're hearing now are to be believed, that's not even the case.
Yeah, they could have given us something.
There actually is a whole bunch of other fucking Diablo stuff in the works, including Diablo 4. But they just didn't tell us about any of it.
No, and that's insane to me because, you know, in terms of like analytics and predictions and stuff like that, I don't believe there's ever been a time when Blizz has showed a preview of something and people have gotten so angry about it, they'd be like, oh, that sucks, I'm never buying it now. Until now. Meaning if they showed us a really primitive Diablo 4, like, I don't know, maybe I feel like the only counter argument is maybe they showed something and people weren't excited about it, they'd be pissed. But I don't know, fucking people felt that way about Diablo 3 when they first showed it off. They were like, oh, it's way too colorful and shit.
They would have been better off announcing nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure, nothing.
Nothing would have been better. They could.
The dislikes is a big deal.
Dude,
like
it was
that's
over 300,000 to like 2K likes. Dude, that's
really insane.
Better off announcing nothing. They were booed at a convention that is for their most die-hard fans. Now think about this.
Did people boo them?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's great.
They were
Thank
booed.
God. Thank God in 2018 people have more sack than the need to be fully respectful at times when it's not deserved, and they spoke up. Thank God they made themselves heard, because definitely with the stock prices down, and this, dude, the video dislikes is a PR nightmare. And the stock price dropping is a big deal. And that means that part was not anticipated, or at least was not listened to if it was. And that shows a massive disconnect, because they definitely knew their core audience wouldn't go for this. But I mean, probably, but somebody, I mean, look, with that many employees, a large percentage of them knew this was going to happen. The question is, are all the people in decision-making positions so out of touch? That's really what it means.
Yeah, which is inherently fucking horrifying.
Like, these are corporate people, so these are motherfuckers who are coming from, like, Oh, our new VP of communications, it just came to us from Peapod. And it's going to make us a fucking fortune because they made a fortune from Peapod. They know all about communications, so that's who we're going to pick up now. Great. So, dude, Reggie Fils-Aimé worked for fucking what, Pizza Hut before Nintendo?
That true, really?
Dude, Reggie completely rebranded Dude, Reggie had a massively successful campaign before Nintendo, and that's why it was so impressive that he showed. Hold on, I want to check. Because Reggie, that's part of the reason Reggie was such a big deal coming in. Dude, my name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass, I'm about taking names, and we're about making games. That was his fucking introduction to the world. That guy knows how to market. So and isn't he president now? Yeah, he's fucking president of Nintendo of America.
Yeah.
He is. He's president and COO of Nintendo of America, which is so awesome. So, all right, yes, dude, Reggie was. He worked at Procter & Gamble, and then he was senior director of national marketing at Pizza Hut, where he launched the Bigfoot Pizza and the Big New Yorker. He also served as head of marketing for Guinness, a Chinese food company, Panda Management. He was VH1 senior VP until 2003, and that's when he joined Nintendo.
Impressive. VH1 is an MTV company.
Reggie did Pizza Hut and food and Procter & Gamble, and he went from VH1 to Nintendo. Dude, that is as far from games as you could be, other than the fact that it's entertainment. But dude, absolutely, for real, that is a really big leap. So it makes a lot of sense to me that the senior management and VP positions there are filled by people who were not at other corporate gaming companies, but were at other corporations in the past and had success at other corporations. And now they're at Blizzard as just another corporation. And now it's starting to get diluted at this point from being a games company at all to being a corporation that makes games. Which is insane. And I mean, so are a lot of places. Nintendo is as well. But Nintendo is full of gaffes and missteps. Look at fucking Wii U. We roast Nintendo nonstop. Blizz, I held to a higher standard.
That was amazing, but I did.
Even though I knew that they were a corporation, they didn't rub my nose in it as badly as they could, and now my nose has been rubbed.
It can never be unrubbed.
It can never be unrubbed, bro. And that's a really tough pill to swallow. It is. I feel betrayed a little bit.
I mean, to quote one of the many removed and censored commenters on the Immortal trailer, I think we just witnessed a suicide.
Yeah, well, I mean,
holy shit.
It's like, the sad part is that while there are repercussions, I think this is just a portent of things to come. I think we're going to see more of this bullshit. And I don't think of course, Blizz is going to continue to make amazing core games as well. But this is not the last we've seen of this. They're not going to be like, if this sells, they will make more. Look at Konami, who ditched Kojima to make Pachinko. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God,
you really think they
that
didn't,
kind of shit?
Yeah, it does. Do you really think that nobody at Konami was like, we can't let Kojima go? They were like, no, Metal Gear will sell itself more than enough without paying this psycho's salary for him to fucking dress up Norman Reedus and a baby doll. you know?
I'm sure that's pretty much what happened.
Like, okay, this asshole, he wants us to pay him to get his buddies Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus in a studio to make a spooky haunted house game. You know what? Let's just fire him and make Pachinko instead. It's way cheaper and it'll make us a shitload more money. Farm the labor out to China. Done. Okay, cool. Bye, Kojima. Get the fuck out of here. We're making dough. Although I have no idea what their stock price or anything is done. That's the way these decisions get made. It's not like they didn't know Kojima was a fucking G who has sold them millions and millions of games, where he's one of the few people in the games industry with true name recognition. That is rare. Rare. How many game devs have true name recognition of the level of Miyamoto, Kojima? I don't even think that people like Suda51 I would consider are like well known.
No. Dude,
like real, I'm talking about like lowest common denominator, where if you know at least one name of someone who makes games, as opposed to the general public who knows zero, one is probably going to be Miyamoto. Two could very easily be Kojima. I don't know who the fuck else. There's not one American game dev who I think that most people would know today.
Dude, Cliffy B, maybe.
Maybe for Epic.
Yeah.
I mean, in the past, people like maybe if you're our age, you probably know. But if you're our age, you know anything about games, you know John Romero.
Yeah,
then you know,
and John Carmack. Yeah, I was just.
But if you know them, then you probably know a shitload of others. But in terms of American devs, there's not that many who like I know by their name and shit. I don't know. I mean, shit. Like, not really. When I'm looking through all this stuff. I mean, I know, I guess. Oh, you know what I would say Notch, dude. I'd say Notch is probably, right now, it wouldn't shock me if Notch is the number one most famous game dev. Dude, if we talk pure number recognition, I would bet Notch is the number one most recognized game dev. However, again, let's go back. That wasn't my original point. My original point was if you know the name of at least one game, well, shit. I guess population-wise, if you know the name of at least one game dev, it's probably Notch, population-wise. And 2 would be Miyamoto. And 3 would probably be Kojima.
Yeah.
Number 1's got to be Notch, though. I bet more kids know about Notch than know about Miyamoto.
Think so?
Probably. I mean, Minecraft is massively huge. It's a huge, huge, huge part of youth culture just in general, even for kids who don't play it. It's just like a thing culturally. It's big. It's really big. Dude, you go to like Target and shit.
I know that. I'm aware of how big it is. I'm just think like, is it big in the way that like kids know who, well, you're probably right.
Like they probably, I think kids know who like the Creeper is.
I'm satisfied with saying Miyamoto, Notch, and Kojima are the most recognized games.
Top 3. Yeah, let's say that. Let's say that in top 3, in any order, Miyamoto, Notch, and Kojima are probably the top. Yeah. So, you know, if Konami's gonna do that, Blizz fucking did it. Like, they're just such dicks.
It's really a shame, but like, unfortunately, where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us the same place we were before. When Diablo 4 comes out, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm playing Diablo 3 on Switch right now. Although I gotta tell you something,
and we're both playing Diablo 3 right now.
I feel I feel a little offended now that I paid $60 for this because I was like, oh, I'll support, and then they fucking shat in my mouth. I still would have bought it anyway, but I feel when I bought it, I was like, okay, I'm a little annoyed by 60, but like for this experience, awesome, fuck it. But now I'm like, there is no way that they put $60 worth of development into this port. While it is a great port, not a fucking chance.
It's good. It's real good.
Oh, it's great, dude. I haven't seen slowdown one time yet.
I was just thinking how impressed I was with the way that they manage your inventory shit, where you can just hit up at any time.
Yeah, which is a very cool. It is a very cool little addition. It is in the earlier levels. It is fucking amazing. Because then you're honestly just grinding through gear so fast. Once they started getting up and started getting shit that had like abilities on it.
That's all.
Oh shit. What class are you playing?
I'm a necromancer, of course.
What are you spec'd into? What level are you at?
No, I literally just started playing this. I'm like level 8.
Oh shit. Dude, that's awesome.
Where's the option to turn on like putting skills on any button?
It's in gameplay. It's elective mode. I suggest turning on all the options. And also, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, shit. The seasonal shit right now is so great. I mean, obviously, I'm playing a seasonal character where I can fucking. There's like bonuses, so you get double Heraldric cash bounties for every time you complete a bounty world.
You need to have all these fucking things on. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, dude, they're all so good. Dude, floating combat numbers and shit. I did not. I just because it was distracting.
God, it's way better.
Oh, it's so much better, dude. Why would you not have like fucking health bars and shit and combat numbers? That's the whole point, is to see like the numbers flying around. It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, why the? Hold on. A select skill category. I'm thinking. Oh, here we go. Now I can check whatever I want. Great, excellent. Oh, this is fucking great. This is
yeah, dude. It's awesome. And I think that's really part of this. That's a very poetic conclusion here, because like, fuck Blizz for doing this to us, but at the same time, look, they're getting away with it. Like, it really is not like a, oh, hardy har, that's cute. That is like seriously some fucking like fucking Brave New World type, like fucking take your so much shit where we're like, okay, even though we know exactly how wrong what they're doing is, we and all the other people at BlizzCon and all the other Blizzard fans are going to continue supporting what they're doing because none of us are going to vote with our wallets. I'm not.
Well, I will vote with my wallet in that I will never even download a Diablo Immortal, even if it's free.
No, that I will do, but it's not like I'm going to show Blizz. Clearly, some people did. Clearly, some people sold their fucking stock.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people sold their stock. A lot of people even. I bet it was. I mean, you have to consider people who own Blizzard stock, especially if it's that valuable. Like, dude, it's the Blizzard stock is like in the 60s range. It's huge. But it's probably, I think part of the thing is that people who aren't even gamers could just be reading the news and be like, oh shit, this is the stock I invested in. And they just announced a product that's bombing on YouTube views. This is something that even the dumbest motherfucker who knows nothing about video games could understand that there's major PR backlash for this and that people don't like it. Oh, fuck, I'm selling now before people catch up on this and they realize. I wonder if that's all. I mean, they usually have BlizzCon on a Friday, so I don't know. I mean, I guess the stock market was still open when they made the announcement.
Friday and Saturday.
It was Thursday. It was Friday they made the announcement.
Yeah, it was Friday, Saturday.
So it's a little. It's a little disappointing. It's like, fuck, they've got it. They know what's up. They know how to make money, and this is only the beginning. Like, I don't think that their core games are going to suffer for now. Dude, look at fucking. Is Valve even public?
You know what? I have no idea. If I had to guess, I would say no. I would say no.
I don't think they are.
I don't think there's any way they would get away with the fucking shit, like with the fecal delivery system, otherwise known as Steam, if they were a public company.
Well, I mean, Steam is, well, the whole point being that Steam is, like, Valve is no longer a games company, really.
No,
they're a game distribution company, and that's because that's what makes money.
To one of the greatest games or game series of all time, and they just were like, you know what, fuck it.
Well, at least they're not making Half-Life Mobile.